Hey guys, it's YOU WACK, and for every Hey guys, it's YOU WACK. So there is more stuff going on with the 2019 archive event that I want to update at the beginning of this video, because later on in this video, everything that I talk about is going to be relevant to the archive event still, but we actually know the name of the actual event, the date, and who's going to be a part of the game mode. So first and foremost, it's not the archive event, it's called the Storm Rising event. It is going to be on April 16th all the way through May 6th, and the game mode is going to be involving Tracer, Winston, Mercy, and Genji. Now, what the game mode is, I'm not really sure, but we talk about it later on in this video. But the reason why we know all this information is because on the official Overwatch Twitter page, this video that you're watching right now was tweeted out, and it was like a video archive message sent out to Soldier Standard 6. I know you're probably wondering what it's saying, but if you want to go check it out, I can link it in the description below, and I'll probably have like a very light voice. I just wanted to update you guys because I'm sure you guys already seen, but for the rest of the video, you will be watching my kind of theory on what the game mode is, what this Don Robotico kind of rum company is, and I gotta get to some sleep because I'm sleep deprived. But here's the rest of the video with a chipper me. Hey guys, it's YOU WACK, and for everyone that's been begging and pleading and crying Blizzard to give us more Overwatch lore, your prayers have kind of been answered, at least with this post that was just posted Sunday afternoon on the official Overwatch Twitter page. Now, if you guys haven't been paying attention, on Sunday they did tweet out this little snippet of lore that isn't related to any kind of lore that we've seen in the past related to Overwatch, but it does involve this family that started a rum company in Cuba that is called Don Robotica. And Don Robotica, it's sort of like this rum drink, but it's branded as if it's for Omnics, which is a little bit weird, but I mean, it makes sense because humans and Omnics do live together in this world of Overwatch, but it's not really the rum that's important for this little snippet of lore that I really want to talk about. It's really the setting of this little snippet of lore, but also the two entities that's involved and how it all ties into not only Baptiste, but also the up-and-coming archive event, because a lot of people are predicting that this is going to be the playable game mode, the playable map for the game mode, but possibly a future map that we could just play in regular multiplayer. But when you click the tweet's link, it takes you to this newspaper article as if it was printed in the actual Overwatch universe in Cuba. And of course, in Cuba, their main language is going to be Spanish, so this whole entire newspaper article is going to be in Spanish. Pero yo sé español, es muy malo, pero yo tengo 2 años español en escuela. So I won't be able to read this whole entire article because my Spanish is very, very bad, but there is going to be a translation at the bottom, and I won't be reading the whole entire thing because the gist of it is that there's going to be this family in Cuba that made this rum company. It was popping in Cuba, but then there was this entity that wanted to take over. They didn't oblige to it, and then this entity decided to have their way with this family and then get the rum company themselves. That's pretty much the gist of it, but the section that I want you guys to pay attention to is going to be the section that leads me to believe that this will be the future archive event game mode, a playable map, and how it can all relate back to Baptiste. And this specific section reads, "But things have changed in recent years. An anonymous financial group expressed interest in purchasing the company and distillery the Don Robotica rum company made in Cuba. They offered us a lot of money," Alicia says. "It could have changed our lives, but Don Robotica is my family's legacy. You can't put a price on that." So you can already tell what the anonymous financial group is. It's Talon, my boys. I mean, an anonymous financial group, it's pretty much Talon. This evil organization that wants to take over the world and everything in between, and a rum company is included in that. Now, why they want a rum company from Cuba, I don't exactly know why. Maybe it's because they know this company could pop off not only in Cuba, but the whole entire world, which later in the article, it does go in depth saying how this is now a worldwide brand as popular as Pepsi or Coke in the real world. So maybe they want a worldwide brand to be able to get the revenue, to be able to fund their evil army, which takes a lot of money, but I mean, that's the only thing that I can think of. But you really have to use logic when looking at this article because it doesn't talk about really Overwatch. It doesn't talk about any heroes. It just talks about this rum company and anonymous financial group. And heck, you're even using logic to assume that Talon is that anonymous financial group. But if you were to use logic to assume that Cuba is going to be a playable map for not only the archive event game mode, but also a playable multiplayer map, you have to think that Nubani literally just had an advertisement for Cuba for you to take a flight and vacation to Cuba. Another thing that also is a dead giveaway is that Baptiste was a
part of Talon, which was stationed in Cuba as well. And if we're just using even more logic, well, Talon wants to buy out this rum company. It's located in Cuba. Baptiste was stationed in Cuba. So what I'm going to be assuming is the obvious here. The archive event game mode is going to be located in Cuba. It's going to be involving Talon and also Baptiste. And we're possibly going to see a backstory of Baptiste and find out more about him. This, in a sense, is going to be his, well, cinematic, but it's going to be a playable cinematic, because that seems like a Blizzard thing to do, to not only just give us a Baptiste cinematic, but to give us a campaign story, something that we really want with Overwatch, but it's going to be hard to do with every single hero. Well, this could be the start of those campaign missions for a single hero. In this case, it's going to start off with Baptiste and how he got into Talon and how he's going to be dealing with this Dawn Robotica family, something that he doesn't want to do, that maybe he turns his back on Talon and destroys all of them. Did that make sense? Hopefully that made sense. If the Baptiste story isn't gonna happen, you have to think a map related with Cuba work on so many spectrums. It would work on the multiplayer side, because could you imagine moving a payload through the jungles of Cuba or through the city of Havana? I mean, Cuba is such a beautiful place in the popular areas, like where the beaches are and the big cities are. Other places, not so much. I've never gone to Cuba, but there's reasons why I haven't gone to Cuba. But it also worked on the campaign side, because it could tell this story of a new Overwatch location that we haven't heard of before. It would make sense. But I do think that we're going to be finding out more about this specific story later on this week, specifically on Thursday, because if you look at the actual newspaper article, you see that there's going to be a weather forecasting for the next 5 days. And it's funny enough, because this is kind of the exact forecasting in Cuba in the real world today. By the time I'm recording this, it is Sunday, as represented by Domico. I think that's Sunday in Spanish. And it's sunny, and it's about 30 degrees in Celsius, not Fahrenheit. But then you look at the next days, and there's going to be 2 days worth of storms in Cuba. And that is shown in this little picture right here. But then on Thursday, there is going to be this hurricane. Now, luckily, in real life, there isn't going to be a hurricane going on. But I think this is going to be the day where we just see kind of like the advertisement for the archive event for 2019. So that's my assumption of this news report of the forecasting of weather. And I love the fact that it kind of even ties in with the real world, how it is right now. I mean, on Tuesday and Wednesday, there's going to be a bunch of storms. And then Thursday, well, that's the news day. It's going to be a hurricane of news. That was stupid, so I'm going to end the video right here. Hopefully this video made sense, and hopefully this video just kind of got you excited for the archive event, because I've been waiting. I mean, it's April, nothing has came out about the archive event, but here we are. I think we're finally going to hear about the event Thursday. So, anyway guys, I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.